or
In the money.
third in the money, but not first place.
Because then they claim them back.
Well, no, it ruins the conditions. It's all about the conditions. I'll have to
all right.
sit
You
you
have to
down.
sit
You
me
know
down.
a
You have
lot
to
of
educate
things, but
me.
you don't know that.
You have to educate
I know
me.
something you don't know. I didn't know I knew anything you didn't know.
I'm not up to date on all the now you get down to Kentucky, I usually know about that.
But I had a Monday, I was reading the results of horse racing from Sunday's results, and I saw the 10th race was won by a horse called Mr. Barracuda. And I said to myself, Mr. Barracuda won a futurity, or maybe won some futurities when he was a 2- and 3-year-old horse here in Louisiana. So I called Carl. I said, how old is Mr. Barracuda? 8 or 9 years old? He said, you close. I said, I am close. I said, 6? He said, no, 10.
It's still running.
I said, still, and he won the race. I said, at 10 years old, he said, he didn't just win the race. He got claimed, and they're going to bring him to Charlestown up in Virginia, I think is where Charlestown racetrack, very successful racetrack, but they write some short races, and he's full of speed, still has the speed. And he says, you know, I kind of feel bad. I said, why you feel bad? Because he said, I ran second in that race. And he says, I claimed that horse that ran second. He said, we claimed that horse for his team, you know. And I said, really? I said, you're not kind of ashamed of yourself? He said, what you mean shame of myself? Letting an old man like Mr. Barracuda beat you out in a race? He said he still got the speed, Bobby.
I went as a young man to Evangeline Downs and I watched King Jolly run. And King Jolly must have been 12 or 13 at that time. And they had claimed him so many times. And his knees were so arthritic, he would get in an igloo ice chest full of ice, and he'd ice his own knees down before the race. In the stall, he'd climb in there, and he'd just sit there, and he'd let them knees get better. And then he'd go out there and he'd beat everybody on the track.
He knew the routine.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back, KSLO.
By the way, the horse I claimed last Thursday was Tribute's Passion.
Tribute's Passion.
And little Rosie Napavlik. She was the jockey. She is the leading jockey by far at the fairgrounds. That little Rosie is eating those little boys up. You better believe it. She's throwing to the wayside.
Music and Markets is going to start Friday, April 13th. It's a couple of weeks away. They're going to start with Les Malefactors. What that means, the Malefactors? That's the outlaws?
Outlaws.
Outlaws.
How about Larry Freeman? Boy, he was a famous jockey in his day.
Yes, sir.
He died February the 20th. I don't think we made a mention of that.
From the Grand Prairie area?
From the Grand Prairie area. That's where he was raised, and that's where he died, living in Grand Prairie. Everybody called him Lal, and I had a call from Officer McClendon with the Opelousas PD here in Opelousas, wanting to know if I knew a little bit about some of the big races he had run. I said, no, but you could call Mr. Lanny Trahon in Grand Prairie, and he could probably tell you, and if not Mr. Lanny, maybe Mr. J.Y. Swallow. Good morning, Mr. J.Y. Over in Ville Platte.
You definitely know.
He was a trainer, and of course, Mr. Lanny Trahon lives in Grand Prairie, so I'm sure he knew a lot about Larry Freeman.
I got some more sponsors to sneak in here. How about Targill? All your seasoning, butcher supplies, baking supplies, all that kind of good stuff. It's a full-service place you can go buy. Anybody off the street can buy restaurant quality, supermarket, butcher shop quality goods. And if you're a professional, that's the place to go for your goods, from plastic products, kitchen supplies, market supplies, cleaning supplies, cake supplies, tape and paper products, cutlery, spices, casings. Don't forget about them with spices. They'll do custom blends of your seasoning, whatever you need, in a nice container. So maybe you want to use it as a promotional type thing for your company. It doesn't matter what you're in. You know, if you're from Louisiana and you're trying to get the word out about your stuff, you put some Cajun seasoning in a container with your company name. They can go far for you. Targill. And one more, the Quarters Casino and Travel Plaza. You can go there to El Pico de Gallo Mexican Restaurant and Cantina, open Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. 2-for-1 margaritas with your meal. It's at I-49 North, exit 23. They've got the good Chevron fuel that your car will find is tasty as well. 50 video poker machines that are paying out. Tell Pat Willis we said hi.
I'm going to talk about another Bronco here, but it's not when we think of Broncos, a lot of times you think about a horse, but this young man is a horse, all right. He's been a horse. I don't know what kind of
he's a horse.
What kind of Bronco he's going to be, but we're talking about the new quarterback for the Denver Broncos.
He used to be a young horse. He was a colt.
Yep, that's right.
That's right.
He went from a Colt to a Bronco.
That's right. He grew
Go
up.
ahead, Manning. I hadn't thought about it. I bet
right.
nobody else thought about that either, but you thought about it.
Peyton Manning is now with the Broncos.
That's correct. He gets a $5 million. He gets a 5-year contract worth.
He got $5 million the first day.
$96 million for 5 years, guaranteed a good portion of that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I wish him well, and I wish him I want to wish him well in his health, because he's had 3 operations on his neck, and here he is, not satisfied with all the honors and achievements that he's made. He's a competitor.
You think he's still got some money left over from before? I bet he's got plenty.
I would say that Daddy Archie saw that he went to the right type of investor groups to take care of his money.
Put him on solid footing to start, so he wouldn't get to him.
And you were talking about
LaRon
Landry,
who was the LSU player that got drafted by the Redskins for quite a few years. And he's fighting a little injury issue, so they didn't want to give him a new contract, so he signed with the Jets. Jets, Jets.
Let me tell you, he's a heck of a football player.
What? I'm going to show you a picture after a while of him after a workout. That chest on that man, now he plays safety, that chest is wider than my shoulders, I think. I mean, just the thickness of his, he's a physical specimen. He's tough.
You know, we talked about our local Opelousas events that's coming up this weekend at Willie's Saturday and the Country Club on Monday for the golf.
Right.
Well, our neighboring Eunice, Louisiana is having their 27th annual World Championship Crawfish Etouffee Cook-Off. How about that?
I've been to that. It's real nice.
I bet our dear friend and longtime friend of mine, college, we took some college classes together. Former Mayor Curtis Joubert was probably one of the organizers of that event 27 years ago.
I bet he'll be there.
It's going to take place this Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's not just about the crawfish etouffee. It's about music. It's about entertainment. It's about meeting your friends that you maybe haven't seen since last year that come to that event every year. Great, good time.
Maybe you don't like some good crawfish etouffee to eat, huh? But there ain't many people that don't. How about this?
Not if they tried it.
Happy birthday this Thursday today, Father James Brady at St. Landry Catholic Church. Happy birthday, Father. And we've also got the Relay for Life coming up for the American Cancer Society. Saturday, March 31st is the Walk for Cancer Victims and Caregivers. They're going to have a celebration. I think in almost every church they're going to pass some collections to help on Sunday. Monday, the April 2nd, they want you to wear hats to remember cancer at work, wear an accessory on Tuesday, purple t-shirts on Wednesday, all kind of things going on. Keep your eyes open for all this stuff on the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life.
I was surprised to learn that a new movie on HBO, Luck.
New series.
Was very interesting. And unfortunately, they had, I think, 3 accidents where horses got killed in the races.
3 breakdowns that they had to put the horses down, I think is what happened.
Something like that. And the last, it's a single season, and it's ending March 25th. So if you haven't seen it, I think it comes on maybe 2 or 3 times during the week, but the first one might be on Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken. But a real good horse show, but it goes to show you that these folks that watch for these kind of things have a lot of stroke and a lot of money to cancel that show.
All right. How about this? Breaking news that we're going to break on the Bobby Dupre show. The New Orleans Saints head coach, Sean Payton, will be suspended for the entire year. He will not be able to coach the Saints due to the bounty problem. You know, the bounty where they were paying bounties to hit and hurt?
You just got that?
Just got that, and I just verified it. USA Today's reporting it. The AP's reporting it. Just came across the wire.
No wonder they tell me all the time, who's that smart little man you have on your program with you there?
Man.
That's
huge.
Nobody expected that much.
There has never been a head coach ever suspended for the year that I know of. I mean, it just never happened. So how's that? We wouldn't have time to digest that.
Giving me some free zones. Giving me some free zones, I'm telling you.
And I don't know what else is going to come out of it, but that ain't good. That ain't good at all.
Oh, what you do with that?
You're going to have to promote somebody within? I mean, if you're just suspended, you're not going to be able to, you can't fire him.
You think he can coach during the week? or probably won't be able to go to the grounds at all.
He's going to have to go home.
That's
Watch your news. I'm sure it's all going to be breaking. They're going to detail the whole thing.
Hey, whoa, let me ask you another question.
Yeah, ask me another thing.
What about Breeze? He's never signed that contract. Will he sign that contract?
They made him the franchise player, which means he has to take, or they'll match any numbers for 1 year, and that's all. But that's basically what San Diego did to him, and then his whole arm blew up. So he is not happy. You remember when he...
Well, this is going to really choke him out.
It's going to hit him in the head, the whole crew.
Oh, man. They got
And if you're another team, aren't you going to go courting on Breeze saying, well, them Saints didn't sign you?
You always sound like you know a lot. Why don't you apply for that job? You know, you like
be the head
throw
coach?
your little two bits here
I
and
could
there.
be a consultant. You know, I wouldn't want to be the head coach, but as a consultant...
And just 1 year, you would take it.
Yeah, I could just tune up things. Because, I mean, I'm sure they got a very good staff. They just need somebody that can just tweak it.
Oh, hey, that was my next article.
The bounty thing.
Was NFL Players Association investigates Saints bounty system. The bounty system, they call it.
The defensive coordinator was in that whole thing, and I'd been telling you that. Remember, I'd been telling you that defensive coordinator got to go. There's something wrong with him. Well, you found out how wrong something was.
That ball.
How about this? If you got time to go by OC,
and we're talking about Breeze. Look at what he says
and Breeze
right
says
here.
he didn't know nothing about it.
He denies he knew of the bounty. Boy, that's a small little room they all work out in every day at the end of the day, the beginning of the day, at the end of the day.
You're trying to say when they hand out them $100 bills to each other, you think they went way off site?
Now, some good news, we did get
kept Colston.
Colston came back and signed.
I don't know if that's good news or not. You know what I think that really is? As the fact that you didn't pay Breeze what you should have paid him, you had extra money to give to Colston. I'm not keen on that. I think Breeze needs his money. I think that if you're going to pay one player, if it's a question of Breeze or Colston.
How about our little longtime friend, Mr. Jesse Fletcher, 11-year-old. He attends the L.J. Alimont 6th grader. Mm-hmm. Not only has he won all types of tournaments in boxing, he's now wrestling.
He's a wrestler.
He's a wrestler now, and he won the Capital City Wrestling Tournament held in Zachary, Louisiana, on right here in March the 10th. The Giant Killer. How about that? Congratulations!
Tough. If you want to go next,
and of course that came from us. From the Bo Williford, the Raging Cajuns camp.
Next Wednesday night at OC from 6 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. They're going to have religious icons displayed, a bunch of artwork dating all the way back to the 1700s. If you want to go by, it's next Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Or you can call OC if you got a group that wants to go and see it another time, and they'll arrange an appointment for you to go.
I was leaving my house. It must have been Monday at 9:02 a.m. I looked at my clock just when I drove up to the end of my driveway, and there was a car that drove up and stopped right in front of me. Gentleman got down, and it was none other than Coach Dupre. And he advised me that sorrowfully he felt bad about it, but he was resigning, and he's going to end at the end of May. He's going to be gone, and he's going into selling of athletic goods
back around the Metairie area, I think, where he's been living.
A big firm, that's correct. And it's telling me I've got to get my prayer out.
Gotta go.
And like we always like to end the program this weekend, Andrew and I ask you to consider attending the church of your choice with this thought: God of goodness, what would I be without you? Be near me that I may not abuse your gifts. I'll get it. Let me always show my gratitude for them by leading a good Christian life. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for listening. Tell a friend. And thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.